Jungle.
Hello there, this is Nikolai, the manga boomer.
And I am Kai, the anime zoomer. And this is our podcast, Anime Zoomer.
And manga boomer. Hello there. In today's episode 3, part 2, we are going to present some recommendations for each genre, or we are presenting shows which show the strength of this genre. We only try to mention a show only once per person, but we can both mention the same show. For example, we are both going to mention One Piece, that's kind of obvious. But we are not mentioning the same show for the same genre. So, then, shall we begin with the first genre?
Yes. The first genre is obviously the action one again,
Yes.
as from part 1. My 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 anime is One Piece. It's that one.
I'm surprised it's not Demon Slayer, though.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is somewhere else. um, yeah, One Piece just offers everything that an action anime has to offer, in my opinion.
Mm, actually, One Piece is solid, but I think there are some better ones.
Yeah, there are some better ones. State your.
The first one I want to state is The Witch and the Beast, the manga, not the anime. The artwork in the manga is holy Jesus, it's insane. For example, do you know when you watch an anime fight and when the cubes are coming, then you know it's hype.
Which
The manga
cubes?
is you do if there is a big clash and the ground is shaking and getting destroyed and there are
Oh
the
yeah,
cubes on.
yeah.
Which in the Beast manga is just well in manga form. It looks so cool.
Oh okay.
It has some of the best action artwork, so it's a shame that the anime could not deliver.
So another one for action I have is One Punch Man
I
because
watched the first season. It was good.
yeah, the second one was a little bit off because of the change of animation studio.
Saitama versus what was his name? Boros. That fight was good.
Yeah.
That is shows exactly what action anime could deliver.
Exactly. That's right. And because of that, I have One Punch Man in my list at action. So, do you want to continue on action or go to the next one?
Yes. Another one for me is Claymore, which is an older shown where a bunch of women fight against monsters called Yoma with their big swords, the Claymores. And Claymore represents action in a way because of two reasons. First of all, the action is so smooth and well drawn, and the designs of the Yoma after, let's say, 5 volumes or so, is just some of the best monster design in anime and manga. They look so good, so detailed, so scary. It's just so fun to see the Claymore fight against the Yomas.
I see.
Plus, Claymore has, in English, if you want to buy the manga, the box set, which looks sick. But you can also read it for free on Manga Plus, I believe.
Yeah, you can read almost every manga on Manga Plus.
At least every manga from Croatia.
Yeah.
Do you have another one? Because I have one last one.
Um, I have Code Geass in it.
I have not watched it.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't watched Code Geass, but yeah, it's just
I
a good anime.
Is the action really that good?
Yeah, it is definitely.
Because it's quite old, I think.
Yes, and it for the main protect, it's more like a chess game, the action. So he moves his figures to his specific pattern.
I
It's
see. So it
almost
has.
like every move is planned from the start, what he
I
does.
see. So it's some thriller elements as well.
Yeah, it has.
Ah, I see. I see. For me, the number one is not number one especially, but one of it's close, which is close number one is Chainsaw Man, the manga, not the anime. Because I like the manga how creative Fujimoto is with some panels. One
Definitely.
example, one example is when Aki fights the Katana Man. You know the scene when he rams the sword into the Katana Man and the curse is activated.
Yeah, yeah.
In the manga, the scene is especially cool because you have your basic manga panel and the devil flicks his finger from outside the panel into the panel and rams the nails so in the Katana Man.
Oh,
So this devil, the otherworldly force, comes with his finger in our world to attack this enemy of Aki.
that you remember this panel that much is very
That's
interesting.
that's such a cool detail. Chainsaw Man has a lot of that.
I don't remember this panel quite.
Another example is when a certain very imposing devil spawns and cuts all of the limbs away from our heroes.
Yeah.
The limb spell a certain word. It's Makima. Chainsaw Man has a lot of small details. If you want to know about it, watch the video. It's quite interesting.
Yes. Okay.
So I think action is done.
Yeah. On to the next one.
Fantasy. Should I begin or do you want to begin?
I think you begin now because I started last time.
One of my current reads is Witched Italia. I've talked about it in one episode before. I just love the magic in this show. It has some of the best looking magic which I've ever seen in a manga. I like the characters, how they are trained. Plus, I like the world building. It's so cool how magic is integrated into the world, but still kept a secret at the same time because of some big lies, which need to be kept a secret.
Oh, okay.
And the antagonists obviously want to spoil the secret, so you have some great, some great conflicts because of that.
I get it. I get it.
It's also getting an anime next year, and the trailer looks really, really good. But the problem is, it's from the same studio who made Some 100, who had not a good production schedule for Some 100. So I hope they don't F it up this time and give us weekly episodes.
Dude, it was so annoying with some 100.
Yes. If they can produce weekly episodes with good production value, which I tell you will be the best show next year, hands down.
Oh, that's a big call from you. You know that.
Yes,
Okay.
and I will be right.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Yes, I am very sure about it.
If you say so.
Yeah,
So,
what's a good fantasy show for you, which represents the genre?
I have to say Akame Gake because the fantasy.
Really?
Yeah,
I would
I
have put that as an example for action.
yeah, I have some calls that are in other genres better, but I couldn't fit them in because they are full or they were full already, so I had to
I
put it
see.
in fantasy. But
Because you just want to mention
yeah,
it. I see, I see.
Akame Kill is also has some fantasy in it.
Yes, the power system.
Yeah, and
Some
it's
creatures as well.
yeah, and it's a good show. It's worth watching it because it has some very good action, a good plot.
Good gore.
Yeah, good gore.
It's a good beginner show.
Yeah, you go with the next one, Nikolai.
The next one is the currently best ranked anime on my anime list. Jiren. It's well deserved. Because if you want to see some magic fantasy, it's the best. The characters are so cool, so funny. The production value is so good. The music is some of the best in anime I've ever heard. It has some great action, some really cozy scenes. You can learn some life lessons from it. The show has everything. It's just the best fantasy anime, and nothing comes close right now.
Okay, that's a big call.
Yeah, you were too much of a zoomer and dropped it after 4 episodes because there were no explosions.
That's not the point. It was just boring for me because there were blood.
There was so much character development in these first 3 episodes, but I
It w-
don't want to argue.
it wasn't enough for me to get me close.
There was more character development in the whole first Demon Slayer season and the movie combined. But I'm not going to argue any further. We need to make progress.
The next one I have is Jujutsu Kaisen.
I mean, the anime is a good example. The manga is not.
I don't know why he doesn't like the
It
manga.
looks it looks like horse shit. I can draw better.
Some panels doesn't look that good, but some panels are completely fine.
In the action, you can't see anything in the manga. Too cluttered and yeah, it's too sketchy. You can't
Yeah,
see shit.
in the newest chapters there's so much text and you can
This is why.
focus on the fight.
But I think that's a problem in manga in general.
Yeah,
There are just some action scenes at times where you can see anything. In
yeah.
manga, you can see much more with the colors.
You mean manhwa?
Anime, sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In the anime, in the colored version of the manga, you can see much more because certain things are having a different color, just black and white.
yeah.
Just then black and white.
You go with your next one?
I'm done with fantasy. Do you want to
Okay,
go to the next section?
okay. Now I go, and one I really like in sci-fi is Made in Abyss.
I haven't watched or read it because of reasons. The FBI should not be knocking at my door.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
There are some questionable scenes with children in this show.
I don't know what you mean.
You are laughing.
But it was just in a few first episodes. After they entered the whole abyss, it's not that much anymore.
It's still there.
But it's a great sci-fi anime.
I heard that everything besides that scenes is great as well.
Yeah, it is. So your next one,
My first recommendation is Didoc. It's Doridoro in space. With the same chaos, the same fun, the same brutality, the same vibes. It's just good and funny. And it's just as dumb as Doridoro at parts. Do you know the premise of a manga? Then I
no,
can show you how dumb it is.
no,
The
I
main character's bones can fulfill wishes, so everybody in the universe hunts him. That's the premise.
okay,
It's just that sounds dumb,
yeah, yeah, it does.
but it's fun.
Okay, I see. The next one is Neon Genesis. I've put into the sci-fi.
I wanted to put it on my list as well, but it couldn't make a cut
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah,
I was remembering one show.
Neon Genesis is a good sci-fi because it has some mecha shit and stuff with angels or spirits, I say.
Character
Yeah,
development was really good as well.
yeah, especially one girl that's German too.
Plus, it started with Waifu Wars, basically.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it was the first anime which had a Waifu Wars, or one of the first at least.
yes.
So
So,
we can be grateful for that.
yeah, and you go with the next one?
It's Inuyashiki. I've made a short about that one. It's when a Boomer and Zuma get superpowers because they get mechanized and become a way more overpowered version of Iron Man. It's a really good story. It has good art, good reading flow. It has an anime, but the anime is CGI, so I wouldn't recommend that. And when you read, you can find out which one of them will be a good person, which one of them will be an absolute maniac.
Okay, so we have to.
What's your last one for science fiction?
So my last one is Doctor Stone, which fits the sci-fi perfectly, I would say.
That's quite an interesting choice because it's in the Stone Age, or in a time which represents the Stone Age.
Yeah, but there's some
So why would you make this argument?
um because of the tech, they he is producing Senku. He's doing some shit
You
like
mean
tanks.
he is a sci-fi man for the Stone Age man?
Yeah,
Well, I can
it's
somehow see this.
it's a big brain move from me.
Udo reverse card.
Yes. So he's basically, I don't know, Albert Einstein for Neander.
Neanderthals.
Yeah,
He's just a few centuries ahead of them,
yeah,
or even a few millennials.
yes. So you go with your last one.
Yes, my favorite sci-fi anime by miles is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. This show is so fucking good. Even though I was not enjoying the game because it was a buggy piece of shit, I loved this show. It was so emotional. The action was so good. The animation from Trigger was so unique. It was so perfect. For example, when they were psychotic, when they were on drugs, it was. Watch this show on Netflix. You have no reason not to. It is a perfect 10 out of 10. It is fucking amazing. That's my recommendation as well at the end of the episode. Who has not watched this has made some mistakes. Or is too greedy to pay for Netflix. I can accept it as well.
Okay, so on to the next topic, genre.
Yes. In the next one we have both one show, so only one of us is going to talk about Love is War. Do you want to talk about it or should I talk about it?
Oh, we both. Oh, I just saw it now that we both have Love is War.
Yes. He wrote Kaguya-sama and I wrote Love is War and we were not double checking.
Yeah.
But we've made the rule that one of us needs
uh,
to that we don't have the same. So you talk
um,
about it, I talk about
I don't
another
care. I
romance
don't care.
manga.
To be
I
honest.
talk about another romance manga. I have some interesting one.
So one of my favorite romances is Quince for a reason.
We should
Um.
talk about Kaguya. Firstly, it's
Okay.
thematically appropriate. Ja,
Fine.
raus.
Fine.
Das macht ja sonst keinen Sinn.
Fine. Yeah, Kaguya-sama. It's on my top five of romances, I think, because
Can agree.
it has some good comedic, but also good romance, and yeah, it's just overall a good show with good development in love
Have
and
you watched the anime or did you read the manga as well?
the anime only.
I
Um,
see.
but I remember this one scene from Ishigami where he smells Chika's new perfume and
Mhm.
tried to compliment it her, and she was like,
He inted.
Yeah, he entered, and she slapped him for that. It was a funny scene.
I think Kaguya has such an insane sidecast as well when you're mentioning Ishigami. He's
Yeah,
such a cool character. His emotional backstory was good as well.
Chika also a good side character.
Chika's so funny.
Yeah,
The scene where she has to train the council president, always so funny.
yeah,
I'm not going to spoil too much, but I think the first half of Kaguya-sama, which is right into the animes, I think, is just good comedy fun. But the second half, the romance aspect is much stronger, and it's such a cool, good romance. It's organic. I think relative normal stuff happened, but I'm not going to talk about it more because you want to experience it for yourself.
yes. And listeners maybe too.
It's one they read the manga like they should have. So for me, one romance I quite like and find interesting is Love and Lies. For some reason, in this in the world of it, which is our world, you get uh, you get scientifically analyzed, and your partner is decided going to be decided for you because of those analyticals. So who is your best partner for you is going to get mapped out. I like this show and the problems which are coming with that, be if you should have a true love or you should follow the algorithm. Plus, I like the ending because there are two endings, but I'm not going to say why and how.
Okay,
It has an anime, I think, as well, but the anime is not finished and a bit older.
so am I?
Yes, it's your turn.
So what I wanted to say earlier, because when I got interrupted, is the Grims.
Yes, yes.
One of my favorite romances. But sadly, the ending wasn't quite that satisfying as the show did themselves.
Yes, we've already talked about it in previous episodes.
Hmm. Um, but it has some good development. Yeah, it's just
Nino has some good character development. Some tsundere which who actually becomes a better character
yeah.
when the story progresses.
The main character teaches them how to get better as a person and how to get better at school. So it's a
Yes.
win-win. You go with the next one.
My next one is My Happy Marriage. It's quite a sad and tragic story. You have a girl named Mio who gets bullied by her family every time. But in that world is magic and their family has an important magic in their genes, she needs to get married to some guy who has a better reputation just for the political marriage and so that her magic can blossom. So she's really scared, is thrown out of the house, and to the sky seems really cold at the start. But with the time, she starts to open up to her new partner and finds out that this guy is actually quite a nice person. So for once in her life, she gets some happiness, and because of that, I was quite emotional. It's such a beautiful show.
Okay, okay, I see.
It has an anime as well, but on Netflix or Disney Plus, not on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, yeah, I think
I've
so.
also bought the art book of it, and the drawings are very beautiful.
Yeah, maybe sometime is in the future. I will check it out.
What's your last one in the romance section?
Oh, my last one is Higehiro.
I
He-
have that as well, but in another genre.
Um, after after I got rejected, I shaved and took in High School Girl is the full name of it, I
I
think.
hear some jealousy.
So yeah, the main character took in High School Girl, which he found on the
The streets.
streets. Yeah,
It sounds so wrong.
so she belongs to the streets basically, but he took her in, and she's basically from the streets. She fucks around some guys, but
Nah,
she tries to fuck the main character, but the main character is like, bruh, get your
because she
shit.
needs a place to stay.
Yeah, so the main character is like, get your shit together, and she's, yeah, it's over the time she gets more attached to him, um, and she can stay longer at this place, but she has
Because
to, yeah,
main character is quite a nice guy and he tries to care about her, but not in a sexual or romantic way, just like a daughter or little sister.
yeah.
Plus, the guy has no interest in her because he is a true man of culture who's only interested in big-breasted MILF at his workplace. But
Which,
the MILF rejected him. That's
yeah,
why the title is. It's in chapter one. It's no spoiler.
yeah,
It's in the title.
yes. Yeah, and it's a nice story. I don't know, will there ever be a second season? I don't think
I
so.
think it's finished.
Yeah, I think
Main
so.
story is finished in the light novel as well. It's not that long.
Okay. On to the you have one left?
Yes, Dangers in My Heart. With, with Yamada Anna. The best waifu. Top tier waifu. Plus, I like the main character, Ichikawa, as well. Because in certain ways, he's a bit like me. He's awkward, quiet, sitting brooding around somewhere and always thinking about stuff which other people doing but not saying much. And he's silently not mocking people but getting angry about people and why they are so dumb. And then you have Yamada, who on the outside she seems like a typical outgoing normal girl, but she's a kind of weird. So both of them form a relationship. It has an anime as well. It's quite popular.
Yeah, yeah. I heard of it too, but I haven't watched it because it was too big for me. Because I don't like
Oh,
shows that are popular.
says Mr. Demon Slayer top one.
I've I have how many times do I have to say it? I watched it before the hype.
Says Mr. One Piece top three.
I watched it since day one.
You weren't even born on day one.
I know.
It's just for good fun. The next genre, comedy. Should I begin with the heavy hitters or should I begin with a fairly mediocre bullet?
Go
Not
with the
mediocre, but a normal bullet.
go with the normal bullet.
It's Hinamatsuri. It's a show where an alien girl with psychokinetic powers is crashing on Earth and living together with a Yakuza. And it's so wholesome, it's so funny. They both together have a great chemistry. It's just a fun show. I can recommend it. It has an anime and a manga, but it's a bit older. What's your recommendation for comedy?
My recommendation is Spike's Family. I go with the heavy one from the start. Um, Spike's
Then
Family isn't just only a comedy show. It's also action, sci-fi, historical,
sci-fi.
historical.
I just good say.
um, yeah, it has some action, but it has
Yes.
some comedy comedy scenes too, and it's just the
Anya
comedy
is really
scenes,
funny.
yeah, are very funny. I also like Bond and Anya. It's a dynamic duo, which I like to
They are
see.
wholesome together.
Yeah,
Plus, the Anya meme faces are really nice.
yeah. So you go with the next one.
My next one is an older manga, which is Great Teacher Onizuka. And because of the fact that it's older, it has some questionable motives of the main character. Onizuka is going to become a teacher because he is not has not been late yet, and going to get going to school because he wants to do something with his students. That's questionable. We not support this, but what
Yes.
we support is that he's actually becoming a good teacher with some questionable teaching methods, but who he's actually helping all of his students, always having an ear for them. He's really funny. He's just becoming a good teacher. It's Do you know the German film Fackel Goethe? It's a good version of that. An actually
Okay,
good version of that, which is not garbage.
okay, okay. Oh,
Plus, it has a kind of 90s vibe. Smoking in the classroom. It, it's just funny.
I see, I see. On to my next one is Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro-san.
I know why you're into that. Because of the artists and the drawings.
No, no, it's something else, I think.
Do you know what the artist drew before Nagatoro-san?
No, I don't know.
It starts with an H and ends with an I.
Huh.
Yes.
Oh, oh, okay. I
That explains everything. He's getting it.
no, I like the teasing type of girl. It's it's so funny when senpai gets bullied or teased.
I
Yeah,
watch it. I normally quite like it as well, but in the first few episodes, it was too much.
I
But
think
it was just mean.
I think it was quite right for the starting because she didn't like him that much at first. She had no
It was
intentions.
it
Let's say
was
that.
still mean.
Yeah, but it was funny. Just
True. It was funny.
but
I can't
it
deny that.
but it helped him develop further.
That's true.
So your next one.
It's the heaviest comedy bullet on the manga side. Grand Blue Dreaming, number 9 on my anime list, my manga section. It's just the best comedy. I've made a short about it as well. It has the best comedic timing, the best long running gags. It has the best facial expressions, the most over the top humor. It's just the best. There's nothing else to say about it. It's getting a sixth season as well after 10 years. Quite nice. So if you have not watched Grand Blue Dreaming and say that you like comedy mangas, you're a fraud.
Okay.
Simple as that. And nothing comes even close to it in terms of being funny. It's on Prime if you want to watch.
Uh, I don't want to pay Universe.
You don't know normal Prime, no Universe.
Oh, okay. Then it's fine. Okay, so my last one for comedy is Konosuba, obviously, because I
Good one as
talked
well.
I talked a lot about Konosuba. Well, actually, I could have put it in isekai, but I have some strong contenders in isekai already, so I had to go with comedy.
Yes. For
Uh,
me, it's the same as well for comedy. All of my other strong contenders, besides Grand Redeeming, are in some other genres, like the Isekai one.
yeah, so I had to put Konosuba in comedy, and yeah, it's self-explanatory because
Yes,
Konosuba is just a funny show with
yes.
the
But
main.
there's,
Yeah,
for me, there's one thing. I'm kinda scared of watching it because I watched season 1 and 2. They were really funny. But
yeah,
then I wanted to read the manga. I found the manga was unfunny and boring. Cause now I'm scared to watch season 3 because even my humor has changed and I don't like the show anymore. Or the manga was just bad. And I don't want to see this is the first one and I don't like it because I have such good memories for the first 2 seasons.
okay, I get you. Um, yeah, for me, it's just the dynamic. Quattro, the four people are, are
The
such.
Italian man.
They are together such a funny team.
Yes, the dynamic is so funny.
Yeah, you have the useless goddess, you have the knight who doesn't hit a swing of her sword, you have the OP mage who only knows magic, explosion magic, and you have the useless main protagonist who doesn't,
Yes,
who
there's
only
one
knows
funny
heal.
story I can tell you as well about Konosuba. When I was playing D&D with a bunch of my friends, our party was the following: a rogue who steals stuff, we know who that is,
Yeah.
a mage who only wanted to throw out big explosion fireballs, and a character who were always at the front line and she was always getting hit, and we know who that is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have my character who was just a normal guy. So we nearly had Konosuba in our D&D game. This was
Perfect.
funny as well.
Perfect. Um, for the isekai or reincarnation genre, I have to go with one of the most known one, Overlord, which has currently 4 seasons.
Yes,
A guy playing a video game gets reincarnated in the video game as his
a
character.
classic.
Yeah, when he fell asleep, he woke up in the game as his character, and the NPCs are NPCs still, but they are live right now.
In Overlord, there is one of your favorite characters.
Yes,
Would you tell the listeners who is your background on your phone since
we
ages?
we talked about it in a viewer episode in the last
Yes, but maybe
episode,
there are listeners this episode who haven't listened to the other one.
but my phone, my save or my I don't know what's called this background. It's when you turn on your phone and you are on the lock screen. Lock screen. Now I have it. The lock screen.
Good one.
It's Albedo from Overlord.
Yes, yes. The quality waifu.
It's just a good waifu.
But I don't like Overlord as much. The pacing is slow, the animations are bad. The story is good and all the characters are cool, but it has some drawbacks for me.
I don't care about that. I just like this anime.
I mean,
It's
if you have fun, then you have fun.
yeah.
For
So
me, my next recommendation is Slime. You watched it as well, I hope.
yeah, of course.
Good. It's where a guy gets isekai'd as a slime and starts playing Civilization and builds his own country and
Basically,
becomes mega OP. I like the fighting is cool, the plot is good when it gets going, But I also like the aspects of playing Civ, the building, the country building, the political discussions, the political alliances. It has a lot to offer the show.
Yeah, definitely. He got reincarnated because he got stabbed in his viewer life.
Yes, and he had one special request for his his partner at work. Do you remember what it was?
um, oh yeah,
Part
I remember.
the hard drive needs to be destroyed.
Yes.
That was a funny scene.
Yes. Um, On to my next one. It's Mushok, as a YouTuber might call it. Mushoku Tensei. Um, yeah, as you told about it already in our last part, um,
Yes,
Ludi or former, I don't know what his name was, got stabbed, or just he got run over by a truck.
to Raccoon.
Yeah, he got run over.
Because he was trying to save some students.
Yeah. Um, so then he got reincarnated as a baby from a family, but his father got the maid pregnant and his mother.
Father he's a cool character, but he's on the one hand he's one of the best fathers, on the other hand he's a scumbag.
Yes.
But that makes him a good character.
But quickly he learns to use magic and then becomes a great mage.
Yes. Mushoku Tensei was one of the first isekais, by the way. Not the anime, but the novel.
Oh, okay,
It,
okay.
for example, it inspired SAO.
Oh,
You
really?
can see it because the isekai had a reason. And the main character was not getting isekai because getting isekai is the thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, onto your next one, Nikolai.
Is airing right now in the summer season, no longer allowed in another world. So I'm just going to talk briefly about it because there are not that many episodes. It's just a parody on an isekai. Because what will happen when you have a guy who gets isekai but doesn't want to get isekai and has no interest in this new world and is depressive as well? Go watch it and find it out. It's peak comedy. It's probably in the top three or maybe top five of the comedy mangas I've read. It's really funny. The anime is good as well. The voice acting of the main character. The voice actor has such risk, such a good voice.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Um, Re Zero. It was
I've
my
watched it as well.
yeah, it was my first isekai experience, I think.
Ah,
Um, I didn't knew much about the genre. I didn't knew it existed in the first place when I started ReZero. But the whole setting was so interesting because a guy gets transported randomly into another world and then dies and has the ability to respawn basically at the earlier time.
he's a regressor.
Yes. Um, this thing hooked me then, so I continued watching it because it was very interesting, and I don't regret it. I like it a lot, and I'm hyped for season 3, which will be airing next season, I think. Yes, next
I don't
season.
know the exact date.
Fourth season 2024.
So wrong. ReZero is a good show.
Yeah.
And then you can see our different tastes in Isekai. Because my next one is Aliens in the Shadow. Best of the best Isekai trash. It is so funny. The main character is such a clown. He's just role playing the biggest edgelord after he gets Isekai. If you watch the show, or do you know the premise?
Nope. I just know his move Atomic or something.
I am atomic, where he
Yeah.
drops the ASMR.
Yes.
I can tell you how dumb it is, the way he gets isekai. He wants to be a crime lord in our world, a shadow broker, where he controls everything behind the shadows and he's powerful. But in our world, a single person can't be that powerful. Because, yes, can know martial arts and beat people, but when you are fighting against the army, against guns, maybe you can win there as well, somehow. But when someone drops a nuke on you, can't win. So my guy was, because of that, he was running at the street, searching for a truck. Then he gets isekai'd and becomes, because of magic, powerful enough to be the nuke himself. Because of that, there is the iconic I am atomic scene.
Okay, I get it. Dude,
Plus,
it's
the
so good.
waifus are top tier and it's just so funny. After Graduate Dreaming, it's the best comedy manga or anime I've watched. Watched both the anime and the manga, and both are good.
It sounded really dumb when you explained it, and
It
yeah,
is dumb. It is the dumbest show.
okay.
Plus, the funny thing is, in the show there's a serious story which is actually good written, and then there is this guy who roleplays the shit, and everything he says and thinks about is right. For example, his companions ask him who is our enemy. Then he says, "Oh, this and this cult, the Diabolos cult." He names it because he sees the name on a wine bottle. And then the cult is the real thing, suddenly. Who knows how that happens?
Okay.
I don't want to ramble too long. Need to make progress.
Yes. Go on with the next genre.
We're the delinquent genre or the crime genre. Do you want to begin?
No, you go with the first one.
Okay. The first one is, for me, The Fable. It's a manga I started reading fairly recently. You have the best assassin in the world, basically John Wick, tries to retire, but he is bad at living a normal life. So you have this Giga Chat. He's trying to live a normal life, he's not trying to kill people. He's just trying to be a dude who nobody cares about. It's really funny. It has some good action scenes. I like the show.
Fine. What's the name?
The Fable
Oh, okay, the favor. I see.
is.
I had some problems for crime and delinquent genre because I haven't watched much crime and delinquent. But
You
my
don't need to give free recommendations. Just give
no, I
the
think
top one
they
at
are
least.
solid. Those three are solid.
Good, good.
The first one you don't want to hear it is Tokyo Revengers.
I hate this show.
I don't know how, but he hates it.
Why does it have to be teenagers? It would be 10 times cooler if they were grown yakuza who are fighting themselves to the death in bloody fashion. But no, they have to be edgy teen lords, edgy teenagers,
Yeah,
edge lords.
but the
The
main
MC
character.
sucks. The ending sucks balls as well. That's what I've heard.
Dude,
Everything sucks. Recommending this manga to someone would be for me an insult.
dude, I picked it. It's my turn to talk about it.
It's fine.
Everything he
I,
said is the opposite for
no,
me. I like it that they are teenagers, so they are young, they have a future ahead, and the main character tries to change the future of the teenagers so that they can live happily and doesn't end up in prison like Draken or get killed. It's such a good show and interesting to watch.
we can talk about it when you've heard about the ending.
Yeah,
Maybe they will
the
change.
ending isn't that good, I hear that. But yeah, the story before that is good. So you go with the next one.
Next one is Yakuza Fiance, which is really close to my top 10. It's a manga where a girl named Yoshino, your typical strong female character, actually good written by the way, is the heiress of a Yakuza organization, and she needs to have a marriage with a son from another Yakuza organization, from another town. So she needs to travel there and live with her new fiance. But this guy, at first, he's Prince Charming, he's quite a gentleman, quite a nice person, but then he's an absolute mad lad and psychopath. Everything with this guy is wrong. And because of that, the manga is so interesting. The relationship is so interesting. Relationship with other characters. For example, one of Yoshino's friends visit her, and the moment the Yakuza fiance and the friend see themselves, there is this energy between them. There is such a suspension if they're going to kill each other or not. The series is so good. Go check it out. An anime is announced, but I don't know the date when it's come out or if there is even a date.
So my next one is Cowboy Bebop. Rather old school anime, but the anime is about a guy named Spike, who was who's like a hitman in the space. He hunts down bad people. So it fits the crime and delinquent genre.
The crime part, at least.
Yeah, the crime part. Um, so yeah, he travels to planet from to to planet to planet from planet to planet in order
Good
to
job.
hunt down those criminals and get their money, which is on their head.
He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, a bounty hunter.
The music is iconic, I hear it.
Yes, the opening is very good and fire.
Yes.
Go with the next one.
Next one is Sunken Rock from Boichi. One of the best artists. The art, fire. Characters are so cool. Ken Kitano is one of my favorite characters. He's so cool. He's such a man. It's a not a Yakuza story, but a mafia story in Korea. I don't know what the Korean equivalent for the Yakuza is called. The art style, the action, it's just the best of the best. There are even edgy scenes, and Boichi's drawing and edgy scenes are nice. It's just every page I turn, my eyes are getting an orgasm. Art is too good.
You didn't say that.
I also bought the art book as well because I needed to.
I see, I see. Are you finished?
Yes, I'm finished.
My last one for the crime is Trigun because our main character, I don't remember his name, sorry for that, but um,
Something with M, I think. Is this Bash or Matt or something?
I don't remember right now. He has some yellow spiky hair. Um, let me just let me
I'm
just
googling it as well. I have a picture for my eyes.
um yeah, and this guy is wanted because of crimes he didn't commit. So somebody
Vash is his name.
Vash, yes, yeah,
Mesh was really close. I was
yes.
good with a guess.
Um, so he's just unlucky. He's always there at the wrong time, at the wrong place because um a crime happens and he's there and just tries to solve the crime, basically.
But he's getting frame for it.
Yeah, so he has a bounty, but he didn't do anything. He just tried to hinder the villain.
So
Or
it's
the,
kind of a subversion of the crime genre.
yes, basically.
I see, I see.
But it's very fun because Vash is just a clumsy piece of human.
Good save, good save.
Yeah, he's very smart at the same time. So it's a very funny show. You should definitely check it out if you like old school funny anime.
So Manga's Deluxe Edition. I thought about buying it, but it's so expensive. But the edition looks so nice.
Then you should go for it.
It's 50 euros one volume.
Go for it.
The next genre is I'm surprised that we don't have much more there. It's the harem genre.
And we both have the same one as well.
Yes, with Date Life. But I have this for a reason.
I have this for a reason too.
Date Life was one of the non big three anime. First, you start back. Date Life was the first anime besides the big three that I watched on Netflix. So it's quite special for me.
Oh, okay. Um, I don't remember how I got to Data Life. I think it was because of Miku singing.
I
Um,
thought you were
and I
you
s- and
you
I
have
s-
another character,
and I
Kurumi.
and I
But
saw
that was your girl.
I saw Miku and I was like, who is this best girl or waifu? And then I read the comments and I found out it was Data Life. Then I started watching it.
Very sweet.
So Data Life has a lot of waifus, I have to
It's,
say.
it's finished as well.
The manga, yes. The anime, not. I think.
It's finished.
The,
The light novel and the anime are finished. I think this season was the last, if I'm not mistaken.
huh? That was the end.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That, that would have been a shitty ending.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I read it somewhere. Yeah. We can confirm that at another time.
Yeah. So you go with your next one.
The ultimate harem and the best 100 girlfriends really, 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 really love you. It's about a guy whose name is Rentaro, and Rentaro got cursed by God because the God fucked up. The God in this world, everyone has a soulmate, and the soulmate, the number of soulmates is always one. But God was watching television by writing down the number of Rentaro's soulmates and wrote 100. So Rentaro has 100 soulmates, and if one of his soulmates doesn't get together with him, the soulmate dies. So he's going to get 100 girlfriends. Right now in manga, I think we are at 20. And it's hilarious because of that. I want to see the final panel with 100 waifus. It, it will be so funny.
Yeah, I
It
can
has an
think.
anime as well. Plus, in the manga, it always breaks the fourth wall. It's like Gintama. It's so funny.
Oh, okay.
It has so many references to other shows. And the author is managing to write. Yes, all the characters are trophy, but they are all different at least. That's an achievement with 20 waifus.
How the fuck does someone have 100?
God made a mistake. He wrote the wrong number because he was watching television. Happens.
Yeah, of course, every time.
Jealous.
No, 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 no.
50
Um,
would be enough for you. I see, I see.
Yes. Yeah. Can I go on?
Yes, you can continue.
The next one, I even have a wall poster on my wall, is no game, no life.
I know you
It's
like this show.
yeah.
I've only watched one episode and did not like it.
I only watched season one and the movie because sadly there isn't a season two, and it's just
Date Life has
saying,
us. Not Date Life. No Game Life is us so desperate. It's so funny.
dude, we fans are waiting for over 10 years now, I think, for season
Hey,
two to happen.
Grand Blue Dreaming fans as well, and we got it. Ha!
But No Game No Life is such a good show with such a good concept. Mm, it's like um, every race this um, on this isekai has is a chess piece, and if you've gathered every chess piece, then you can fight against the god of this world. So the human is a how do you call it, the Bauer in chess?
Pawn.
The pawn. The the humans are just pawns, so they are the weakest of the races on on this world. So they have to fight using other methods, and every fight is decided by games.
So no game, no life.
Yeah, it's
But there's one important question I need to ask.
yes,
Why is it in the harem genre? You need to
because
elaborate on that.
the main character has some juicy waifus on his side.
His sister, I know that.
Yeah, his sister Stephanie. Um, uh, I don't
The Junk
know.
and Po woman from the first episode.
Yeah, the
Rock,
Shankenpo.
paper, scissors.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Ah,
um, Dima Human.
I don't know what that is.
Literally, half goddess,
Uh-huh.
and some more. I don't know, but I haven't read the light novel, so he has some
Ah, yeah.
more.
I see.
So it's basically a harem too.
I see, I see.
Yeah, that's about it for our harem genre.
I expected more from both of us.
Yeah,
Disappointing.
it
Shall
was.
we continue?
Yeah, I
The
go.
next one,
Or do you go?
I can go.
You go.
The next one is The Slice of Life. For me, the first one is Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. It's just the cutest and most wholesome thing I've ever read. That's it.
Okay, that was short.
Short and to the point.
Yeah. Um, my first one is Komi Can't Communicate.
I've dropped this manga. It's too long.
That's true, but the anime is quite fine. It's okay. Yeah,
Anime wasn't too bad.
yes, it's solid. So I had to put it there because Slice of Life was hard for me. I had I also wanted to put in an anime that I dropped because I had so less slice of life anime.
You say Rental Girlfriend's a slice of life because nothing else is happening.
No. There's still some romance bit going on.
I don't see that.
So you go with your next one?
The next one for me is Watercoil. Love is hard for an otaku. It's just a slice of life anime, which is about two couples who are nerds, just like us. But some of them are trying to keep it secret, some of them are trying to are open with it. It's just the best slice of life nerd show for me. I like all the characters. The humor is funny. It's just good.
My next one is Dragon Maid. Also Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Such a relaxing and chilling show to watch. And the characters are some characters have some big
Jungus.
milk storages.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Big Milky.
but the story is about um, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I think she was hurt and spawned into Kobayashi's world. Kobayashi found her and healed her or something.
Kobayashi is a normal human.
Yeah, Kobayashi is a normal human. And
Yes.
she healed her, I think. And then this dragon, uh,
Became indebted to her
yeah,
and is her mate.
yes. And she loves Kobayashi. She
Yes.
tries to make love with her. And it's funny.
The show is quite funny. And the animation when there's some fights are good as well.
Yes.
Then on to the next one. Next genre, mystery.
My first one is um, Tower of God. Yeah, it's self-explanatory because
It's the one piece of manhwa.
yeah,
That's what people say.
and I could, I can, I can see it somewhat, but yeah, it's a good show.
I have in mystery One Piece, which is a good transition. For me, One Piece it's so long and there are still so many questions that have not been answered and we can only speculate. For example, what is a One Piece? What is the Lost Kingdom? Who is
Yes,
Emo?
yes,
It's truly incredible that we don't know what it is, but in hindsight, we have so many clues and could already know it.
yeah, yeah.
I really want to know the ending of One Piece.
I think everybody wants to know it, even those who don't like One Piece.
Yes, because then they can shit on it.
Yeah,
So they want to have a mystery solved as well.
yes. Um, On to my next one. It's another. It's a
Heard
very
about that.
mysterious anime. Um, there are some cases of unknown deaths, and yeah, there's a reason for it, and you should go check it out if you want to know what the reason for the deaths is. You maybe seen the scene where a girl walks down stairs and has an umbrella in her hand. Then she slips and she lands with her eye on this umbrella and fucking dies.
It sounds like some Final Destination shit.
I loved it when this happened because I didn't expect that.
It sounds quite surprising.
So you go with the next one.
My next one is I've talked about it in the last episode already. It's the quintuplets and trying to not with an Amagami system. So I'm trying to be short here. It's just there's a mystery at the start. Who is the girl who marries the MC? That's a mystery that we want to see solved. That's why we read the manga.
Okay, my next one is the Monogatari series because
Ah,
you should watch it because animation is unique, story is nice. Yeah, it's just overall a very good anime and you should go watch it.
I've dropped the manga, but I
Yeah,
think we've talked about that
yeah, me too.
already.
Yeah. You go with the next one.
I think it's a surprising one for some people. Dorodoro. Dorodoro has quite a strong mystery because of the question, who is our MC? Because the premise of the show is we have Cayman, a guy who got cursed and now has a lizard head. And in the lizard head in his throat is a man. So Cayman basically eats people, put the heads of them in his throat, and the guy in the throat needs to tell if he's the magician who cursed him or not. And so Cayman tries to find out who cursed him and how he can get back to be normal.
Yes. Are you done?
And there is a big twist, and after this big twist, the mystery gets expanded, and you even want to know more because the big twist was what the fuck?
Yeah, it
No,
was definitely.
I, f- I think you should know the twist.
Yeah.
The thriller genre. For me, I dropped something. One of the best thrillers is The Killer Inside. It's plot with the manga. Every volume at the end has a bigger, better plot twist. It's just insane. It's one of the most insane reads you could have ever had. Just read if you want to sit with your jaw open after every volume. I'm
Okay.
still shocked to this day. This was one of the most impactful moments for me reading manga, one of the plot twists. I can't describe it even without spoiling.
I get it. Am I Are you finished?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um my next one is Akira, and I still don't know what the hell happened at the end of it. The movie was so long and I was very tired at the end of it that I was so sleepy that I almost missed the end.
This unfortunate.
But overall, the anime is very fucked up and it's a thriller. It's a classic thriller.
And sci-fi.
Yeah.
The next one for me, I made a short about it as well, is Arjun. Sato is just the goat. I've already talked about it at multiple occasions. Read it. Sato is the goat, the best villain.
So the next one is Parasite. Parasite was a very good show. um, have you
What was
watched?
that?
I think you didn't watch Parasite. You haven't watched
I've
it.
read one volume.
It's so good. Some parasites try um, to control or eat humans through other
We have a
humans.
s- we have a symbiosis with one human and then try to eat the other humans.
Yeah,
It's a
and
bit like, do you know Venom?
yeah, Venom, exactly.
Yes, that's it.
Um, but our main character has a parasite in his body, which he got tamed somehow. So this parasite only took over his arm, his right arm, and can only control his right arm. So he's weaker than other parasites.
Yes, I remember that too.
So he fights other parasites in order to save humanity. That's Parasite.
Then on to the next genre, the
It's
sports genre.
yeah, the sports genre. And my first one is Beyblade. Um, and I put it in what do you call this thing? What I put there after it?
Brackets.
Yes, brackets. That is a sports. anime somehow, and I still don't know how it's a sport anime because they are just spinning some fidget spinner and let them fight against each other. But it's a sport anime, so I
I
had to
mean,
put
you
it
can see it as a sport. I have an interesting one as well. Can mention it right now if you are finished.
Yeah, you can go now.
I have Yu-Gi-Oh as a pseudo sport anime because it has most of the tropes that the sport animes have. Tournament arcs, 1v1 battles, competition, intense matches. I think everything which makes a good sport anime, Yu-Gi-Oh has.
Maybe it is a sports anime. Who knows?
It has at least the same tropes. Plus, I needed to get Blue Lock out of my list because you have it. I needed a replacement.
Yes, so I have to talk about it now.
Throw.
Blue Lock is amazing. Amazing. I had to give it a 10 out of 10 because I liked it so much. As a football player myself, I love it. Everything was so perfectly detailed and the goals were so smooth, most of them.
Artwork is amazing.
I remember the back heel shot from Isagi. Oh, such a nice goal. And
Yes.
as a football player myself, I dream of making a goal like this in a match. Yeah, so Blue Lock is just, I love it. Going on with the next one, Nikolai.
My next one, the two basketball anime or manga I consumed. Slam Dunk, the basketball manga I read, and Kuroko the the basketball anime I watched. I like both of them because I like basketball. Quite a cool sport to watch and to play. I play it sometimes with my friends. Some casual rounds where we are throwing.
I see.
It's fun. The sport is cool to watch. I
I've
mean,
I've played,
dunks look cool. You can't
yeah,
deny that.
yeah. I have played basketball myself a few years ago. Um,
I'm
ne
finished.
Next one is one of my top five anime, Girls and Panzer.
I have never heard about that one before you were mentioning that to me.
um, I have seen a meme in 2016, 17, or 18 maybe, where those anime girls were dancing in anglerfish outfits and were doing a
Hmm.
stupid dance. And in 2022 or 3, I remembered this meme and I was like, I want to watch this show somehow. So I started the show and I was like, oh yeah, Girls and Panzer is interesting
Ah,
because it's action when they fight against each other and the main character has a plan to overtake or shoot down those other panzers.
thanks.
Tanks. But
Panzer's a German word.
but it's Girls und Panzer in the name of the anime is Girls
You
und
know that
Panzer.
the Japanese people are like German. They like German words a lot.
And there's also a famous march song from Germany which is forbidden here. I think you know this. It starts with E and ends with
Ah,
A,
yeah. I see.
and it's in this anime. There's also Katyusha from Russian in this anime. Um, yeah, it's very interesting to watch those tanks fight against each other with a strategy of
And
taking.
it's a sport show because they're doing it in a competition
Yeah,
against. Each
it's a sports club. I think it's in
Ah,
Japan. It's a sports club.
Very interesting.
Yes, but only for females. Only females can join this club somehow. I don't know why.
Reasons.
So yeah, on to the next one.
Yes, in the next one, we have a historical genre where I'm going to present the more realistic historical ones, and Kai is going to present to you the historical fantasy animes.
Yes.
My first one is The Apothecary Diaries. It's a show about a girl Marmo, an apothecary who gets enslaved and is in the court of the, I don't know if it's the Japanese or the Chinese emperor. And with her wits and her medical knowledge, she needs to survive there. There are a lot of political intrigues, like it's typical on courts like that. It's just a good story with one of the best female protagonists. You can both enjoy the anime or the manga. Mamo is just such a quick character, and Jinchi is so funny as well.
Yes.
In the volume 12, which I read, there was a mega plot twist for Jinchi. I did not see that coming. It changes basically a whole series. You can go on.
Okay. Um, my first one is JoJo's. I have to go with JoJo's. Um, yeah, I think everyone knows JoJo's on this planet. If not, then knows at least one JoJo meme. The to be continued meme is from JoJo's.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any more to say about JoJo's.
I think it is quite interesting historical manga because it's a generational story.
Yes, yes.
That makes it interesting for an historical manga.
Hmm.
Plus, it's in the past as well, obviously.
And
My next and last historical manga is Vinland Saga. It's basically one of the best shonen, seinen, all at once. The Vikings are nice. The series Vikings is good as well. It has one of the best main characters. It's just one of the best shows as well. I have no enemies. I've learned something from my life from that.
okay, then I will go with my last one. It's His Paradise, which you mentioned earlier, right?
Yes.
Or
We
was
mentioned
it
it
in
in
the
the
last
last
part?
episode for example for historical fantasy.
Yeah, you mean the last part, because it's part two of part of episode
It's
three.
it's the last episode as well. You're both correct here.
Yeah, His Paradise. Nikolai already mentioned it, so yeah, we don't talk about it anymore. So on to
Mhm.
the next one.
Yes.
Drama or tragedy? My first one is Oshi no Ko. The first
Yep.
episode was so stunning. It was 90 minutes. It was something completely new for anime fans. Um,
Yes.
and it had already some big drama in it.
I think without the 90-minute episode, a lot of the people would have dropped the show because the ending is it has many twists and turns and is quite what is the word? You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so the first episode already had some big drama when I died, and everyone was like, "Bro, no way, he died."
But that's the main character.
Yeah, so it's definitely deserved on here.
Yes.
You
I
go,
think
okay,
I'm going to make my next one in combination because I need to be brief on them.
okay,
The first one is Higehiro. We've already talked about that, so I only can mention it briefly. I have it in drama because there is a reason why this girl is alone on the streets, far away from her home, desperate to need a place for her to stay.
yes.
That's the drama tragedy part. And the
Hmm.
other one is Berserk. Do you know the Berserk spoilers? What happens, which make it tragic,
Yeah,
a tragedy
yeah, I think so.
with Griffith, what he does and what guts happens when he's a child, for example?
Yeah.
Then I'm not going to spoil it because I got spoiled and it dampened my enjoyment of the series because I was knowing where it was going. But Guts has his fate is some of the most tragic fates in anime manga.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Plus, most people should know Berserk. So
Okay.
on to the next one.
Um, the next one made me cry like a bucket out of my eyes. It's the ending was so sad that I had to cry. The m- but I mean the movie. It has a
What show
season.
are you talking about? You didn't mention the name.
Just let me go further, then I will say it. It,
Okay,
it had a season and a movie after that. The movie was after those 24 episodes, I think. And yes, the name is Anohana.
no, we know.
Um, the ending made me cry a lot, so it's basically a tragedy worth in there.
Fair point.
Dude, I don't. If I see this show, um, if I see clips from the show from the ending, then I still cry because it's so sad.
For me, it's the same with what happens to the flying lamb or going Mary in English in One Piece.
Okay, I see.
It's a very emotional clip as well.
Okay, let's go to the last genre.
The best genre we saved for last.
Of course, the best things come last.
But I have to admit, you are quite tame with your things. I have some
You,
certified bangers, and you have good. One of yours is okay, but the other ones are tame.
yeah. Dude, if you guys wanna know some not so tame ones, let me know on Discord or social media, and I'll give you some very untamed ones because I have a lot of untamed ones.
my, my first one is Trinity 7. Do you know the show?
I've heard of it, but
It's
I
it's actually a good harem. Cool action, cool magic. The characters are the stars of the show. The edgy elements are there, but not as bad as in the other ones I'm going to mention. It's just a good action fantasy harem.
okay. No, my first one. uh, you can see it, what I marked there, right?
It starts with a W and ends with an S.
Yes, it's Kiss X sis.
It's a Wincest.
Yeah, I don't know why I have this show, but it's so funny because the main character is so dumb and the two sisters are so dumb and they do. I want those
It's a
two.
dump. It's a dumpster fire.
Yes, just like domestic girlfriend.
Yes,
um, and I want to have two guys, not two sisters, fight over me like this.
you saved yourself there.
Yeah, and that's why I have it in there because it's just funny.
For me, the next one is To Love drawn by Yabuki Kendaro. That should say enough. The humor is really funny. The other aspects are plentiful and varied, so it's just nice. Also, it has some nice fantasy science fiction elements. And I like all of the characters.
So my next one is Vermeil in Gold, but I had some
I've watched
other.
this.
You really watched this? It's rather
Yes,
unknown.
I've watched this. I quite liked it.
Only because of the waifu or because of the story?
I like magic school settings in general.
Okay, okay. I have seen some big, big,
Big Bajangas.
yeah, on Instagram, so I noticed it. But it was a good anime, and the edgy scenes weren't that much, I would say. Not
It's not
like,
that bad.
yeah, the show is good.
I quite liked it as well.
Okay, on to the
So,
next one.
I'm continuing with Big Bajangas. Risen School. You all know one of the characters from Beeps.
Yes.
Prison School is one of the funniest mangas. The author is it's a tragedy. He's actually skilled at writing stuff. He knows how to write a story, plot points. He knows how to make comedic timing, how to write jokes, how to set up them. The artwork in the manga is so insane, and he's wasting all of his talents for this. I
I
mean, it
wouldn't
looks good.
say wasting because, yeah.
Plus, he has. I've read another work of him, and let's say the endings that he writes, they are the worst ones on purpose, which makes them funny.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't believe what happened there in the ending. Plus, for Principal has some good memes as well.
definitely.
For example, the stuff which the school director said. Do you know the famous line about breasts? This line is
Um,
so
I
hilarious.
don't remember right now.
Where he says breasts are like fake asses because he's an ass man.
Oh, okay.
This guy is so hilarious.
Okay, can I come to the last one?
Yes,
The last one of this list is High School DxD.
a classic.
Yeah, a classic. I had to put it in there because boobies and ass and yeah,
Waifus.
waifus. So I had to put it in there.
I
If you,
think that's it. If you don't have anything else.
nope, I don't have anything anymore.
In this episode, there will be no reading progress or watching progress or recommendations because you've had enough recommendations in this episode. You
Yeah,
can't complain about that one.
definitely. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. I hope you have some good recommendations if you want to try out a new genre.
Yeah, and if you liked it, leave a like and a follow.
Yes. Have a nice day or evening or morning whenever you are listening.
And have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.